Welcome back, guys.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So today, I don't know what's wrong with Matt today. We cannot focus. But today, we are going to talk about our favorite symbol that we wear of our faith. Words are not coming to me.
Jewelry.
Yeah.
Jewelry
Yep.
related.
Yeah. Do you want to go first, Lauren?
Sure. I don't know if I have a favorite. I have a couple different ones. So I have this one that I'm wearing, which you cannot see at all. But there's like little blue
It's really pretty.
diamonds around it. It's not real, but and then Mary's in the middle. On the back is like the Marian. What is the
Symbol.
Yeah, the Marian symbol. And I have a small one in gold with Mary on it, and then I also have a rose gold crucifix, which I love. And this Mary one and the rose gold crucifix I got at a shrine in Colorado.
That's cool.
They were like, yeah, they're super cool.
That's really
like
cool.
them, but-
Mine is I wear this crucifix, and it's a family crucifix that every male on my dad's side of the family wears. So it has that meaning with it, but also, yeah, it's blessed, and I definitely like touch it, or whenever I'm like in times of struggle or in just grace, or even in prayer, I might take it off and pray with it. So
Do you
That's
guys all have
cool.
the same one?
we do all have the
okay.
same one.
That's really cool. So I don't wear mine anymore because my kids, I probably could start again. But my favorite one, I don't even know where I got it from, but is the JP2 crucifix. I have like a pretty decent size one that hangs low. And then one of my favorite medals, I don't wear it because it's huge, but a friend went on a pilgrimage and she had one blessed. It's a Mary medal blessed by the Pope.
That's what I was thinking. Marian medal.
Yeah. And it's very large. Like, it's a little heavy for a necklace, but I have that one, and then I have a Mother Teresa medal that I absolutely love. And I have like another Mary medal that's got blue on it that's really pretty. I don't know where mine come from. I have like so many of them, but I need to start wearing jewelry again. I haven't in forever. I need to bring them back out. Wear my faith. All right, let's go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Quarantine. I'm Matt,
I'm Athena.
And I'm Lauren.
and today we have an episode, and we're going to be talking about jewelry in the Catholic faith and the different meanings behind some of the things that some different the popes wear, and
Yeah.
so
If you like the shows that we do here at AWAKEN Catholic and everything that we put on in other shows as well, we invite you to join the AWAKEN Nation and support us all so we can keep coming at you with all these episodes and the wonderful things that we offer here at AWAKEN Catholic. So you can go to awakencatholic.org/donate.
yeah. And if you want to be a part of the team, we invite you guys to join the AWAKEN Catholic app or download the AWAKEN Catholic app, where you can connect with us, the show hosts. And there's also other cool events that get posted on there, other pictures. Just keep in touch and join different groups. People striving in faith together. So really look forward to seeing you guys over there.
And this real life hot mess episode is brought to you by Casa Bea Cleaning Service. Casa Bea is a one-stop shop for all things clean. If you live in the Northwest Ohio area, Casa Bea is the ideal option to keep your residence, commercial, or new construction clean. Casa Bea is also one of the only services in Northwest Ohio that provides deep and professional carpet cleaning. Most importantly, right now during the pandemic, keeping your home and offices clean and COVID-19 free is of the utmost importance, and it happens to be a specialty of Casa Bea. This includes doorknobs, light switches, surfaces, ATMs, anything you can think of. Get the peace of mind knowing that your home or commercial environment is professionally clean by visiting casabeacleaning.info today.
Great.
Yeah, we need Casa Bea to clean this
Well,
episode.
now that
I know. Get our lives together, clean us up. All right.
let's talk about the brown scapular.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the, I guess, the pretty cool things in the Catholic faith is we have this thing called scapulars that you might see some people wear.
So if you haven't seen one, they have like two squares normally. Like a traditional one is it's
like
These
a
are
double
circles,
necklace.
but they're actually squares.
Right.
And they're on the front and the back. And normally it's like a brown string or something brown holding them together.
Yeah. And a little history behind that was Saint Simon Stock, one of the early leaders of the Carmelites, was praying to Our Lady because there was a certain issue, political dispute going on at the time that threatened the existence of the Carmelites. And he was begging to Mary. He went to prayer, and he was pretty much asking Mary for some sort of protection over the Carmelites. And Mary then appeared to Saint Simon and presented him with a brown scapular. And the scapular now is worn with the Carmelites. It's like a tunic kind of that gets draped over them, part of their vestment in a sense. And when Mary appeared, she presented him with this brown scapular and said, "This shall be the privilege for you and all the Carmelites, that anyone dying in this habit shall be saved." So after this, the scapular kind of became a sign that Mary would personally make sure that anyone that wore it faithfully would never be lost. And over time, throughout the years, the Carmelites would kind of cut some of their habits, and give them to people to share this amazing piece of clothing. So yeah, they turned it into a necklace, and now we wear it, as a symbol that Mary would personally make sure that anyone that wore it wouldn't be lost. And pretty much, it's like a devotional thing, right? Making sure that we live our lives for Christ through Mary.
Right.
I remember I had a friend in high school, a really good guy friend who wore one. I had never seen one before. And this is so embarrassing. Apparently I was not a great driver then. So he gave me one to keep in my car. He was like, "I know you're supposed to wear this, but I need you to keep it in your car because anybody that's in this car needs to be safe."
Oh my gosh.
But I did. I kept it in my car until it literally like fell off when I sold my car. And I never got in an accident. So maybe, thanks, Andy. I kept my car safe.
Yes.
But that was the first time I'd ever seen one. Normally they're not like out in the open. So I had no idea what the heck this thing was.
I remember getting one in high school, but I was like if I wear a shirt like this, then it's like just like a square, brown square on my neck. And I'm like, that's weird because then it's like double. There's like,
Well, and what's funny is a friend. So once I got that and he explained what it was, because I was like, what the heck? And also know that this dude was like huge, okay, like a giant. So this thing is like long, right? Because he's a guy, so it was longer, so it hit lower too. So it was like a huge thing. But I noticed afterwards that actually a lot of my girlfriends had them on, like at youth group and stuff. I just couldn't tell because it's not like it's meant for you to be protected. It's not like a showy thing.
Right.
So I had no idea that like so many Catholics are wearing them.
There's some pretty cool, like, miraculous things that happen. Stories that have accounts. Like I think some of the ones that I've heard where there was a woman that was like dealing with depression and suicide, and she was like trying to commit suicide, and she found out that the reason she couldn't was because she was wearing a scapular, and when she found that out, she actually became a nun.
Oh wow!
She became a nun. And then there was also another pretty cool story that there was a monastery that was burning down. And a man threw his scapular into the fire, and the fire like backed up, and it actually saved the church from
Mary's so cool
from catching on fire. So
that's super cool.
Yeah,
wow,
very powerful stuff.
And I think it's important to know that like when we wear these things, these symbols of our faith, whether it's a scapular or a crucifix or a medal, like it's not to show it off, right? Like the point of wearing that shouldn't be like, I want everybody to see this. But it's more as a reminder for your humility, really, and to live like Christ lived. Right. And I think sometimes we forget that, right? Because like, especially like women's jewelry, it's all about like getting the fanciest, prettiest things, and that's what's important. But like my favorite crucifix is a JP2 crucifix that like I don't even know what it's made out of. It's just metal. Like, I don't even know if it's silver or what, but it's my favorite one because of the meaning, one behind JP2. I just think he's amazing. And two, I think that crucifix is so interesting. And for me, it's kind of like a humility reminder because if you've ever seen the JP2 crucifix, the crucifix is a lot longer and bigger than Christ himself on there. And for like a lot of crucifixes that you see, like Christ takes up like the whole cross. And for me, this one is like just kind of that reminder that like Jesus walked here on earth. He felt the things we felt. He was like a humble man. And he took that death on that large cross for us. And to see it in that perspective of like Christ kind of being so small on it, I don't know, it's very humbling for me. So it's important to remember too that like these things are not meant to be worn as like a look at Jesus is with me all the time, but as a reminder of ourselves that like Jesus is with us all the time and we need to present that to the world.
Yeah. And not only, especially with the things that you get blessed.
Yes.
Blessings make jewelry not jewelry anymore. They're holy and they're set aside for another purpose, a higher purpose. It doesn't become jewelry anymore. It's a glimpse of the Lord in a sense, So I think when we have jewelry and we have it blessed, it becomes something totally different. That it's not jewelry. You shouldn't be showing it off, flaunting it around. It becomes something that means so much more.
And I think it's hard too, because I know sometimes like you want to go with the trends, right? So I know for a while, it was a couple years ago, I don't know if it's still a trend, but like wearing the rosary was like the it thing. Like everybody wore a rosary. And I remember teens coming to me and they're like, I'm so confused. Can you do this? Like, what the heck? So I think it's important to remember too that like when there's like a rosary bracelet or something like that, that's like a symbol of the rosary. Like that's most of the time it's not all the beads. Like it's, you could pray with it if you want to.
I used to wear that.
Yeah.
It's like a decade.
Yeah. And you can pray with it if you want to and whatnot. But like an actual, especially like an actual blessed rosary, like that's not a piece of jewelry. Like that is not something that you wear and flaunt around. Like I was very confused by that trend because I was like, why would you do that? I don't understand. But I think it's important to remember that too, that like there's things that are blessed and they're holy things. And especially like a rosary, like that is not meant to be like a in your face. In fact, like normally if you're praying the rosary well, people have no idea you're praying it. So like that's not supposed to be like a, hey, check this out, Mother Mary's walking around with me kind of thing. Right. But a prayerful thing. Yeah,
you're almost taking it out of its purpose. Right? You're supposed to be using it for a purpose and you're not using it for what it's for.
And being reverent when you're wearing what you wear too. Like if you're wearing a cross or a crucifix or anything else, like respecting what you're wearing and not just like wearing it to wear it. Like having a meaning and purpose behind that too.
And remembering that, like as you are wearing your crucifix, maybe that is not the time to talk to your buddies about like the hot girl that you just saw and like using her as an object, or not the time to flip off the car that cut you off. Like, but remembering that like Christ is with you. And like, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes for me, I need that like physical reminder, like that touch, right? That's why we have the sacraments, is so that it engages our senses. So because like God knew we needed that as humans. And so like for me, wearing a crucifix or, same with like a wedding ring, right? Like it's a physical reminder. So like when I get angry with my husband, if I'm, I use my hands to talk a lot. So if I'm yelling at him and I happen to touch my finger, it's a reminder that like, okay, take a second. You're stuck together, right? My husband and I know that we don't do divorce, so we're stuck together. So I need to take a second and talk to him as a human, not as like an object I'm mad at. And it's the same for a crucifix. When I used to wear mine every single day. I used to wear like layers of them. All of my chains have like tons of medals. It looked kind of ridiculous. But I used to wear them every single day and they were reminders, right? Like, so like my Mother Teresa one was a reminder to pray with Mother Teresa because, she's a huge, like, I don't know, idol for me. And that's not the right word, but role model, but I want to live a life like she did. And so that was my reminder. My Mother Mary medal, again, a reminder to get back into the rosary because I always fall out of that habit. My crucifix, a reminder that like I have to be Christ to others. Like if he can do that, I can put my finger down if someone like cuts me off, right? Like little things. But so to me, I look at them, even like really nice fancy crucifixes, I don't see them as jewelry. I see them as a reminder to be humble. And it's very confusing to me when you see someone wearing one that is not living that life. Like, I don't understand why are you showing that and wearing it if that's not what you want to present to the world.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on. When you, as much as it helps us as well, it also almost labels you in a sense. But yeah, a good label, right? If we expose our crucifix, and like, I very rarely ever take mine off. And sometimes I wear it out. And when I wear it out and other people see that, it puts an image on me, you know, an image that I want, that I need to live up to. And making sure that I do live up to that, and being a good, faithful man of Christ, that because I'm wearing this, I need to live up to, you know, especially from the people that see from the outside, you know, having that image, it kind of, it makes you think a little bit more about the actions that you do, what you say, which is all good things.
Yeah.
But it becomes a little bit more than just a piece of jewelry that you wear or try to hide. You know, there's a lot more meaning and a lot more thought that plays in, especially when you're wearing that in your day-to-day life.
Yeah. And I have a couple rings, like I don't wear rings often, but I have a couple that are just like a cross on it. But I like my crucifix because it actually like shows what Christ did for us.
Yeah.
Like I used to wear just like a cross necklace a lot, which is fine. Like a cross is still great thing, but I just found like it just is a lot more like meaningful and like deeper to like reflect on when you have a crucifix.
Yeah. And I think I actually went to a wedding where this is the first time I think I've ever seen a priest wear like the wedding ring, but he actually wore like a ring on his finger to symbolize that it's the opposite hand, that he was married to the church. Which I know that like some priests are like, I don't know if every priest gets one or what, but like I know some wear them, but I've never actually seen it. He came out with us after the rehearsal dinner, and he was like pretending he's a younger priest, being really funny, and he was flashing around. He's like, "Sorry, ladies, I'm taken." And it just got me reminding, like a kind of that reminder again of like that symbol, right? Like, you know, even priests wear jewelry, right? Depending on, you know, you as a person, it's up to you. But priests will wear jewelry too. And the Pope wears jewelry.
Yeah.
Matt,
so I have some pretty cool things. So the ring that the Pope wears is called the Ring of the Fisherman. And we were talking about symbols before. It's actually pretty cool. So it's an official part of the regalia worn by the Pope, who is obviously head of the church. But he's a successor of St. Peter, who was a fisherman by trade. So that's how it kind of got passed down. It used to feature bas relief of Peter fishing from a boat, and it symbolized a symbolism derived from the tradition that the apostles were fishers of men. So it kind of carries along through tradition and biblical. And something cool, the fisherman's ring is a signet used. It was a signet used until 1842 to seal official documents. So you would actually use that to do.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
You just go.
I didn't know that's what that was called either.
Seals, yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Very cool.
Since at least the Middle Age, it has been a tradition in the Catholics meeting the Pope to show their devotion by kissing the ring. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I think you know, like even us lay people, us laity, like it's important to remember that we do need to live out that call to be Christ-like. And if we need those reminders, right? Like I know, especially in high school when guys are wearing jewelry, like it's like, what the heck? What are you doing?
Yeah.
At least I think it's becoming more normal now, but when I was in high school, it was like that. But I always thought it was really neat to see like a young man in a crucifix or in a scapular, because it like to me, I am a person that needs that hard physical reminder. So it was cool to see like, oh wow, there's young men in the church that need that hard physical reminder also. Yeah. So if that's something that you need, I encourage you to find something that speaks to you and something that moves you and brings you closer to Christ as that reminder, whether it be a necklace, a ring, I mean, whatever it is, I don't know. I always think that's really cool, and it's a good reminder to have with you daily.
Yeah, the key word is meaning there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I challenge you guys not only to go out and pick jewelry that's meaning to you, but don't just pick it because it looks cool and I think my friends are going to compliment me on this, because that's not what ultimately matters. Pick something that's meaningful to you and help you remember what Christ did in any way, or whether it be one of the saints, a role model, is a very good reminder just every day to day. Just being able to, wherever it may be. Yeah. Having that reminder.
Awesome. Well, don't tell your parents that we just told you to go out and buy a bunch of jewelry. But thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
This show and all media on Awaken Catholic is made possible by the Awaken Nation and the Hallow app. The Awaken Nation is a community of people like you who support all things Awaken for as cheap as a cup of coffee a week and get access to exclusive content. Learn more by visiting awakencatholic.org/donate. Hallow is the only audio-guided Catholic prayer app focused on contemplative prayer and traditional Catholic meditation such as Lectio Divina, Daily Examen, and the Rosary. We here at Awaken all use Hallow every day and love it. To learn more or give it a try, visit hallow.app/awaken.